Hey Tubes, you got something here a little different today. I picked this engine up on last weekend. You know, it was an engine show, but I didn't pick it up for myself. I picked it up for a buddy. You know, somebody that did me a favor, and I'm repaying him by picking this up. So a lot of the information I point out and show is going to be for him, so he can put it together. But I thought it'd be fun, you know, to show you guys, just to show you what's still available out there. Now this engine, it's early. It's an FH, probably late 28, late 29, or a 30 or something like that. But it seems to be all original. I don't know about the paint. The paint, red wasn't an original color for Briggs, but it may have been put on there by the company that sold this washing machine, because it really looks original, you know. But it's red here, and then down here it looks like it's a little gold. And originally I think these were on washing machines. But let me show you what we got here. And it's not a virgin or anything like that. I mean, it's looks like it's had work done to it, but it's been well cared for. And it's got some parts on here that I haven't seen on any other FH, which is interesting. Like this here, this outside piece with the little prong sticking out. I think that's where you connect it up to the washing machine. All the FHs I see, that's gone. So that's sort of neat. And then I checked the valves out. The valves work good. Your intake, that works good. And what's cool is it has a vintage spark plug in there. I couldn't say if that was original or not, but it's definitely from that period. And the plug wire itself looks original. And here's another thing I've never seen on these. This piece right here. I've seen them with pulleys, but not this. And this, I noticed, has a reverse thread. I didn't put any wrenches on this. This just happened to be loose like this. And I've never seen this piece here. Usually when you see them, this is what they look like on the outside. You know, they just have that nut and the threaded inside. But that's pretty cool. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, and the muffler. That's modern. I don't even think it's ever been used. I don't see any carbon on it or anything. And it's got not fresh paint, but spray can paint. So, well, I know it's not an original muffler anyway, because they used to have the little pancake sticking out here, or a hot dog. But oh, let me see this. Here's the tag. I didn't even look at the tag. I don't know if you guys could see that. It might be better without the light. Yeah. Let me put my glasses on. I should have done this before I bought it. Model FH. Looks like I was gonna look at it from a certain angle. 70993. Okay, that would you're gonna make it like a 1929. Roughly about the middle of the year. May, June, or July or something. Probably closer to the beginning, maybe May. But let me get the tripod and show you a few things on here. Pretty cool. If any of you guys get one of these engines out there with this kind of pulley on there, remember that this is a reverse thread that holds the pulley on. But this nut itself that's on the crank that holds the gear on and everything, that's a standard thread inside there. Alright, just a little tip. Alright, I haven't tried to start this or even check for spark, and I'll show you why I couldn't check for spark earlier. But here are a few things that it needs. I don't know, you probably can't see in there. Well, maybe you can. But anyway, the whole governor assembly is missing. You know, it sounds like a big deal, but it's not. You know, it's all easily made parts, and it's very simple. And I'll show you exactly what parts you need and what's going on there. But here's your governor down here, and somebody had just put this like mini bike throttle thing in there. That doesn't belong there, and a piece of wire to keep it from flopping around, I guess. All right, that don't belong there. and even this little loop here that's holding that wire, and that doesn't belong there. And this this tube here, this works. I mean, it's a copper tube, but that's not original, and you might want to replace that. And down here, the guy covered this with a plug, that's all. This is your intake, and there's a couple different intakes. One of them is just straight pipe with a little canister on top of it, and then one is a tube that bends up and goes through between the cylinder and the flywheel here, and comes out on the other end here, and it has an opening and closing, which is pretty much a choke. I'll show you that on my other engine later, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. But let me throw you up on a tripod here, and we'll show you what's ailing this thing. Okay, here's one problem here. Like I said, I haven't taken this apart, don't know why it's doing this. I'll put a little piece of tape here so you can see where we start out at. The flywheel moves and the crank moves, and the bearings feel tight. I mean, they're tight as if they were brand new. But it feels like something ain't right inside. It feels like maybe on the crank or something. These things have an oil pump in the bottom, so something could be hitting the oil pump, or I don't know, but it turns. In some places it's easy, other places it's hard. And the piston is going up and down because let me back these up here so you can see that. Yeah, I did take the spark plug out earlier. I didn't put a wrench on it, it was already loose like this. And I did look in there, and everything looked fine in there, you know, because I thought at first it might have been a little rust, you know, from sitting in the shed, and it was just hitting on some rust and just seizing up a little. Or I thought maybe some mud daubers, because I don't know if you see over here, he's got some mud dauber dirt. But that's not what it is. The cylinder actually looks really good. So anyway, let's get back here. All right, we're almost all the way around, and then it stops at almost 360 degrees, and it's like a hard stop too. You can hear it knocking. So it has issues, and I think the issues might be down with the oil pump. I know they've been known to rot out, so maybe it rotted out and it's tilted or something, but I'm not going to take it apart because that's the fun part of this, discovering what's wrong with it and fixing it. And I'm going to leave that to him, and his son can do that. You know, it could be a project for them. I'm dying to find out what it is and know what the problem is, but you know, like I say, that's the fun part of it. Okay, let me get another engine and I'll show you what pieces you're going to need for that little bell there, your governor. All right. Thankfully, I don't have to take it apart to show you what you needed. I'm not going to put a wrench on any of this. Well, I might take this piece off here. I don't know if you see it, for shipping. Just this end piece, and the muffler. I might take the muffler off and maybe part of the kickstart, just for shipping, so I can make it a more compact box. But here's that bell. You know, it's the same one as you have, and that's where the governor is. Right now, this is what yours looks like. There's nothing in there, and this is what belongs in there. You know, I mean, it's nothing. You're a master fabricator, so this is nothing. This is something your kid's gonna do. This is where he's gonna learn. But he can make all these parts that it needs. And you need 2 of these. I'm actually gonna send these to you. That way you can make exact duplicates and send them back to me. All right. Now these 2 parts. I'm not talking down to you. I'm talking slow, because it's dark and stuff in here, and you know you might not hear me and see what's going on at the same time, and I might not be showing it to the camera. So that goes in there with the small part towards the front. They just sit on them 2 things, and then you have this washer here, and there's nothing special about it. It looks to be a little more than a 16th thick, and it's just got two half holes on the side, and them half holes sit in between there, and that just keeps it from spinning. And what goes on there is this piece that I made in my other video, you know, with the 2 prongs and stuff. And you didn't have this, but I have a spare one. I just have to pick one up this weekend, and I'll send that to you. You can have. And that sits on top. It sits on top of that washer. And then this is probably the hardest piece of all to make, which is really nothing. I painted it, and some of them aren't painted, but all it has a couple little tangs on there. Like I say, I'll send this to you, and you can duplicate it, or you can buy this. All these parts here in my hand are available on eBay, but what fun is that, you know? And this part here just sits over these little titties, and that's how your governor works. Now I'll show you if I can bring this over here. This, alright, let me get the crank. That'll make it easier on all of us. Alright, we got the crank here. You can't put the crank in wrong because one side is thicker than the other. Okay. Let me see over here, sorry about that. Okay. This actually goes on here. There's a little piece of metal, and there's a center hole. It goes right in there, and it holds that. And then your little black piece goes on, and it fits right into them two little holes there were. This don't move very much. You see? I don't know if you see that, but where you at? Let me see if I can move you guys down a little bit. Whoa, sorry about that. I moved you down too much, huh? Okay, let me see if I can zoom you in too. Okay, so this little piece sits on there, and then you put your spacer on there, and it doesn't move much at all. I'd say it's not even a 1/4 inch. And then you take your plates in here, and let me get this out of the way, and it just goes on there like that. Now what's going on over here, where you have, now you can't see that, but like I said, you had that little loop up there, but this is actually what belongs on there. You know, it's just a L bracket, and right here is where it goes, and this is the spring. I should put that on before I hung it. It's a soft spring too. You know, don't have much tension at all, and that goes on there, and that hooks to your governor. Right now I don't have the governor on because of that, but I'll show it to you on a functioning engine. But that's it. And then there's a little rod that goes from here to the governor. All right, let me maybe I can show you on that one. All right, here's a pink piece of linkage you can make out of a coat hanger or something. It's nothing to it. It's just a straight wire. See a straight wire here coming out, and then it goes up. It's an inch and a half throw. So it comes up. Where you at? Where you at, buddy? Here you go. Comes up straight 1/2 inch, and then a left and a right real quick, and that just hooks into the governor. And I'll show you. There you go. I put the spring on there, and it turns out my spring is oversprung. It should be crushed down like this. So I'll probably have to get another one of these for my engine. But anyway, that hooks onto here. You get rid of your little thing there, and this will actually hold your. Can you see it in there? That holds that up, and then this. I put that piece in here for you. That little governor, just to show you. And the long piece goes in like that, and then that just hooks into there like that, and that takes care of your governor. So like I said, it sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's all, you know, it would probably take you 15, or even your son, 15-20 minutes to make all the parts and put the governor together. All right, let me get the other one, and we'll show you the difference, some other differences that you'll have to look for. All right, here's what the configuration should look like coming out of your carburetor there. Like here's what you got now. Somebody just threw a piece of, I don't know if it's brass or copper or what, but looks like it might be brass. But anyway, here's what it's supposed to look like. The piece you got should just come straight up and make a 45 bend, sort of. You know, nice gradual bend. And here's the other one. That looks like it might be, don't know, ½ inch, whatever that, whatever the size of the outside of that hole is. That size pipe. And on this one, like I said, this is early. This is an early 28. Here's a 29. But it just comes out and it goes in between the block. It makes a straight in. And then it comes out here. Like I said, you can buy these, but it's just easy to make. And then it's got this little butterfly on here, and this is just your choke. You know? Like I say, they're on eBay, but I think they're like 30 bucks. You know? No sense in putting extra money in, you don't have to. Oh yeah, here's that muffler. This is a pancake muffler. This is either that or a hot dog. They come with originally. I think they're 50 bucks on eBay. Here's something I just noticed on yours too. The kick sprocket. They just have a piece of brand X spring on there. You know, I could tell that's not original, but this is original because it looks identical to mine. But mine has like a torsion spring on here and a little hub. But I'm sure what you got there works. But there are different models. I noticed on this other one I have. Here's the chain, and it's sort of like a pulley. Just rolls up on a pulley, and it has I don't know what kind of spring it's called. I guess maybe a torsion spring. I don't know. But anyway, there's a round spring inside there, and then it just fits into a slot. So there's a couple different variations of this, but they're all interchangeable. Alright, so that's it. I can't think of anything else. I'm sure I'm missing something, but you know, we could talk on the phone. I don't know if I mentioned who this is for. This is for Shane. What's his name? Welder CSR. I think he says it's only dumb metal or some shit like that. But anyway, it's I'll put a link in the description. I've done it for him before, and a lot of you guys subscribe to him from that. So if you're not subscribed to him, check him out. He got some really great videos. He's first class welder, fabricator, and mechanic. So I have no reservations to send this engine to him, and I know he'll get it running with no problem. So Shane, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the muffler off just to make the exhaust pipe and everything, to make it smaller to ship. And this kick pedal, I'm going to take at least the top half of it off. It's held on with a bolt. For some reason they got it all twisted up here with hanger wire, and I don't see why. But anyway, I might take it off there, or I might take it off down here. It's only held on with a bolt, but sometimes this little shaft is bound up. And then I'm going to take this little thing off, all to make it more compact to ship. So I'm going to make a box for it, and I'll be in touch with you, and we'll get it out to you. Alrighty. And whatever you do, don't get rid of this plug, man. People die to get a plug like that. That's vintage. Pretty cool. You could actually unscrew it from the base. Pretty cool. Alrighty. Enough of this. Beautiful engine there, buddy. Beautiful. I want to see it get put together. You and the boy. I want to see something show worthy. Alright. I'm sure he's going to he'll probably make videos of it as he's building, so that'll be cool. Alrighty. Enough of this. Yeah, one last thing I forgot to mention. This pipe here that comes out of the carburetor intake and goes all the way back there with the choke, that might be for this model only, because like I say, I've seen ones that are just straight pipes, you know, maybe a 6-inch pipe with a 2 or 3 inch air cleaner on it. So you can just get away with a straight pipe, and then they're both just clamped together here with let me get an angle of it. Sort of has a little bit of a swale to it, but just little clamps, easy enough to make. But there you go. Alrighty, out of here. Alright, one more thing, Shane, and that's going to be it. You got a beautiful backing plate here. It hasn't been touched or abused or anything like that. And most people try to pry them off. That's where your coil is at and everything. And they try and pry them off, and they wind up doing this. You see how bent and twisted that is? This is only pop metal, and they break it. You see that they broke the ear off of there? That's how I got this one. And most people don't know that. You know, it's just a jam fit on there. This here is jammed into the block, and what you got to do is you got to twist these off. You twist and pull them, twist and pull them, twist and pull them, and just work it off. Everybody jams screwdrivers down there and tries to pry it out and destroys them. So that's just a heads up, buddy. I hate to see you. I know you wouldn't have done that, but too many people do it for me not to. Maybe somebody will learn from this video. But too many people do that, and it ruins a good backing plate. That's pop metal, and it can't take that kind of abuse. All right.